Hello everybody, my name is Sunny Rabbit. In case you couldn't tell, it's Pride Month. Rawr! So today's video is dedicated to the gayest couple in Warriors, Ravenpaw and Barley. Well, it would be if not for the publishers. I'm finding it very hard to describe these two given their relationship status is semi-canon. They are very obviously coded to be a couple, given how they interact in the manga and novella, but it's still muddied within the text itself, referring to Barley as just being Ravenpaw's friend.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Outside of the books, we're able to read author statements about how they're intended to be a couple, though the books themselves leave a lot of subtext instead of saying it outright. You can read in between the lines, but it's still ambiguous enough that you might miss it if you aren't familiar with how they're attempting to be portrayed. Ravenpaw and Barley is my favorite couple in the series, so I think it's a shame that they're not allowed to be canon as far as the publishers are concerned. I find it increasingly funny that this series can have a cat being gutted and dying 9 times in a row, but 2 male cats looking at each other lovingly for more than 3 seconds is a bridge too far. This series sells internationally, and some countries aren't cool with the whole men kissing men thing, so here we are. I wanted to go over the portrayal of their relationship in Ravenpaw's Farewell. Ravenpaw's Farewell is probably one of the most heart-wrenching novellas. It's a send-off for a beloved character and shows more of SkyClan and what they're up to. I'm not going to recap the events of the whole book this time. It's one of the best novellas I've read, and I highly recommend reading it for yourself. I'm just gonna go over some of the more amusing key moments that I thought were interesting. So it's very clear that Ravenpaw and Barley are mates in everything except name. Sharing tongues has largely been faded out from the series for a while now, so it sticks out when Barley shows affection for Ravenpaw by nuzzling or licking the top of his head. It's not something we see from other friendships outside of something like Firestar and Graystripe reuniting in Book 6 of A Broken Code. Licking is also an action for reassuring kits or giving praise, but given the context of the scene, I don't think it's a stretch to say in this instance it's a bit deeper than that. I could see Firestar and Sandstorm having this conversation, and it playing out the same way, but not say Root Spring and Shadow Sight, or, now that I think about it, no one in this series really has friends. Maybe Leopard Star and Sunfish? What I'm saying is, using what we know about Ravenpaw and Barley, it gives this specific action a different meaning than mere friendship or familial bonding. The main conflict of this book is that they have a fight over Ravenpaw leaving the barn to take Barley's kin to SkyClan. Barley thinks that this is a dangerous idea, but Ravenpaw did get a message from Silverstream to go on a road trip to the Gorge. Ravenpaw leaves, with Barley staying at the barn all by himself. Getting into a fight and sleeping in separate nests because of it, but we're only friends, we swear! Getting into a lover's, I mean platonic relationship spat, then apologizing and saying that you don't deserve the other person, is something me and my friends do every weekend, I assure you. I know that I can only find one instance of the word love being used while referring to Ravenpaw and Barley, but you can't tell me that you reject going to cat heaven so you can wait for your best friend to join you in a hetero way. I too curl my body around my friends when we sleep just like any other person. I know that the authors themselves support having gay characters in the books, but the insistence on still calling them friends just gets a little silly. Silly in a goofy way, not a bad way. These 2 women are kissing, what good friends they must be type of goofy. I do want to celebrate this couple as being one of the few instances of gay representation, while knowing that there are outside forces keeping it from being official within the books themselves. I would love to see an official bit of LGBT representation within the books in some capacity, but I doubt we'd be seeing one in the near future. This fandom has done loads of work being LGBTQ friendly and giving an outlet for those who want their OTPs represented in some way, despite the hurdles that the publishers have made. And I'm sorry if this video seems a bit disjointed. I knew I wanted to do a Ravenpaw and Barley video, but I never quite figured out how I wanted to talk about them. It's hard discussing their relationship without going off into a tangent about recent events happening in the US right now in regards to how the LGBT community is being portrayed in the news. If Warriors was to add a single gay couple, the books would be pulled from school libraries and its contents would be picked apart in bad faith faster than you could say StarClan. It's a topic that requires a lot of time and context that I feel like I personally couldn't cover as of right now. I don't want to end this video on a low note, however. Like I said, Ravenpaw and Barley is one of my favorite Warrior Cats couples, and I love how it's been confirmed. It makes me happy to see all the artwork, animations, and fanfics people make for them. I just wanted to give the Warrior Cats community a huge shout out for giving this couple the love they deserve. Who knows, maybe the authors will surprise us and we'll get some super cool gay cats for realsies.